welcome, welcome. Yo, the raid's coming in. You guys are just in time for us to officially begin our podcast. Yo, welcome in, friends. Welcome. If you guys are new here and don't know what's going on, hi, I'm Steph, and we're actually in the middle of a project called The Last Project, which, if you guys don't know, our aim is to essentially highlight and spotlight some of the amazing female content creators we have in the Pokemon community. You know, this month is Women's History Month, and so I thought, you know, what better way to celebrate than just to start an initiative that we can hopefully make something really long-term. And so there's over 40 creators in this 84-hour marathon, by the way. I'll show you guys real quick our little schedule right here. But yeah, look at that. We've got an 84-hour marathon, so we've got a podcast today. Thank you guys for all of the follows and hosts. Just as a quick heads up to my community, I did mute the alerts because I do want to keep the podcast pretty fluid, but I love and appreciate you. We'll all be in the chat. So if you guys have any other questions while somebody's talking about things and as we get things started, you guys can ask in the chat, and we'll be here. We'll be reading while we kind of chat about things and whatnot. Everyone else's audio seems super low. Let's see if we can fix that. All right, someone speak so I can test.
Woo! Let's go.
I could also just lower my my mic as well. Women in gaming hype. I'm so excited.
Yo, we love to see it.
All right, somebody keep talking so that we can see if the audio is good, and then we'll get started.
All right, bam. I'm gonna straight up say I love you, Zoe Two Dots. Me and my dad watch your Pogo videos all the time.
Oh!
And that's pretty cash money. We like to see that.
Amazing. Noelle sounds good. All right, Lonnie, give us a nice story time that's like 20 words.
What?
Yeah.
Why? I'm not okay. I'm not very good at this. Yeah, hi. What's going on? Also, Zoe I've just recently met and is also a fellow Aussie, so that's pretty cool too.
Amazing.
Nice to meet another fellow Australian.
Awesome. And Laura, feel free to say some things.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully the camera on my end is going to cooperate. We'll do what we can. That's the Fuzzbutt way.
We are using Discord to get everyone's face cam, so there might be a little bit of lag here and there. Holy crap! Oh my god!
Oh,
Thank you for the 5 subs. That's insane.
That's a poggers moment. Let's go, man.
That is a Pogu moment.
Let's hype train achieved. Let's go.
Guys are
Choo
insane.
choo. Let's go.
Holy moly! Well, that being said, guys, let's get this show on the road. Let's start this podcast. This is going to be kind of a get to know the cast. I thought, what better way for, you know, to handle my segment than I want to continue highlighting some of the amazing people we have and really kind of get to know everyone on a more intimate level. So we've got here Lonnie.
Hi.
Say hello. We've got Pink Vapor Gaming or Noelle. And
What's poppin'?
we've got Laura or Sweet Kicks 101 here joining us today.
We got a mad lad in the chat.
Oh
Let's go,
my
Jean.
goodness.
And so just one other thing, guys. I would love to make this first half of our podcast. We've already got some questions we're just going to go through and discuss, but I would absolutely love for you guys to ask questions that we get to answer. You guys can be like, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? Or it could be something about Pokemon. What's your favorite Pokemon? Any question that you would like to ask, we would love to hear it. Just tweet at The Last Project using hashtag AskAlas. So you can see that written, right over there. My webcam is mirrored, but you guys can see it on the layout. Pretty much, you can tweet us questions at The Last Project, and we would love to answer them towards the end of the podcast. So if you come up with anything while we're chatting, I would love to hear it. So that being said, I would love to give everyone a chance to kind of go around and introduce themselves, tell us, you know, what they do for content, and just even if you want to talk about your stream schedule, just anything you would like to introduce to our audience today. I think it would be really cool for you guys to go and do it. So if anyone wants to take the reins and start, the floor is open.
I'll go first. All right.
Awesome.
What's poppin', y'all? My name is Pink Vapor Gaming. Pink or Noelle is cool. So I actually am a competitive TCG player. So I do play in real life. I go to events. I travel all the time. I actually had plans to go to Australia before this unfortunate thing happened to our world. And so, I don't know, like I go to regionals and all that stuff. I play a lot of Pogo. I've actually been getting into a little bit of like PvP stuff since I've been at home, and they've kind of given that up to us. I play a lot of the video games casually. So I don't know a lot about competitive, though I'm open to knowing about it. But I've been playing the TCG since 2005, roughly. Took a break after the emergency rotation in like 2012. Started playing again 2016. I'm a sponsored player as well through streaming and IRL when that season goes ahead and is flipped on live again. Yeah, I guess that's a little gist of what I do. I'm live at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday.
That's so awesome.
Let's
All right,
go.
Lonnie, feel free to tell everyone who you are, what you do, what kind of things do you like?
Alright, so I'm Lani. I've been on Twitch for about 5 years now. I mostly started off playing Pokemon, but now do variety, focusing a lot on specifically Nintendo and PlayStation. I love playing every type of game you can imagine. I mostly love story-based games, so I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. I absolutely adore that. Legend of Zelda. I've always loved Pokemon. I played Yellow when I was 3 years old, so I've been gaming for about 20 years. I full-time stream now since, unfortunately, due to what's going on, I don't work currently, and I stream Sunday, Thursdays at about 6 p.m. Eastern. So you guys can catch me playing just about anything. I'm currently doing Kingdom Hearts, so I've been enjoying that, and the feels I'm not used to, so that's been an experience. But yeah, I just love having fun, meeting new people, and everyone is welcome to be a part of my community. We're one big family over in the Pride Lands, so feel free to drop on by.
I also love that you are the Pride Lands. There's just something about that community name that's just it's so cool and powerful. I just had to tell you
It's very
that.
majestic.
I mean, we do have a roar emote, so it kind of fits with it as well.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it so much. All right, Laura, take the stage. It's all yours.
Hello, I am SweetKicks101. I have a slew of nicknames all throughout Twitch, so pick your poison. I respond to any. You may also recognize this voice from the Cutthroat series, as I am Miss Pandora Box. I am a variety streamer.
That's pretty cool. Continue.
It me. It Pandora. How are you?
I love that
I'm
the chat
also
is
a
just
giggle
also
box.
freaking out.
I have been on Twitch for 10 years, believe it or not, back when it was Justin.tv. But yes, I am purely variety. I love Pokemon. Crystal was my very first game. Played the series ever since. I love a whole bunch of different variety games. I am very well known for the Danganronpa series and voicing all of the silly characters that you see within. I love fantasy games, RPGs. I play a little spoopy stuff here and there. You gotta have to nudge me toward it sometimes because I prefer to watch it. But I enjoy getting to meet each and every one of you, and I hope you guys enjoy this little derp of a fuzzbutt joining her favorite cosplay sis.
Me and Laura at PAX South, right? PAX
Yeah.
South, we got to do
PAX
the
South.
cutest Pokemon cosplays together, and it was so amazing. Laura is my cosplay sister. We love to talk about cosplay, so
Yeah.
thanks, Laura. And I guess lastly, I'll just kind of say hi. I'm Steph. If you guys don't know me, I've been streaming on Twitch since about 2016, but it wasn't until 2017 that I got my first 2DS capture card and absolutely fell in love with playing Pokemon on stream. You know, I've been a fan of Pokemon my entire life, but it wasn't until Sun and Moon came out that I realized there was this whole internet community on Twitch surrounding shiny hunting, people playing, and so I just kind of wanted to give it a shot, and I became really addicted to streaming a lot of Pokemon Nintendo variety stuff. Also playing some things like Persona 5 and just some other variety games here and there, community-based stuff. I love Jackbox as well, but Pokemon's got a really big place in my heart, and so who would have known that Twitch would have been this, I guess, this addiction that I have. I love getting to hang out with you guys and chat, and I do lots of stuff ranging from shiny hunting to playthroughs, and most recently, my 2020 ambition has been learning VGC, so you guys have seen probably on my Twitter or Instagram, I call myself Elsa because the only way I win games is that by getting freeze hacks. I've been learning a lot about VGC, and it's been such a blast, and I'm just so happy to be here and just to have so many amazing ladies with us. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to seriously every single person who decided to get involved with this project. I will tell you, outside of just this marathon who you've been seeing, just behind the scenes, everyone has been so kind and helpful helpful, and the Discord that we have for planning is one of the most wholesome places in the entire universe. So seriously, if you're not following everyone, I'm so appreciative of everyone who is here, and I'm just excited to give you guys just a little bit more of a taste of what everybody's like and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for me. And I guess I'll start us off now with our first question. I thought it would be a fun one to kind of start things off with. What is everybody's earliest memory with Pokemon? You know, where did it all start for you? Do you have any fun early memories?
Oh boy. Let me tell you guys how I started my TCG career. I have a couple, right? Like I watched my first episode of Pokemon. I got my hand-me-down cards and TCG, but if you guys know anything about TCG, which some of you may not, but there is this family here in Michigan called the Schmanskys. Now they are machines, man. They are Diane, the mom, Christopher, and oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Alex. All three of them are phenomenal at the TCG. So at the time, I'm about the same age as Christopher. So at the time, I just started learning how to play the TCG. It's like probably 2006, right? My dad, like I built my first deck for my collection. I'm super excited. It's just a bunch of junk, right? And I'm like, yeah, let's go to Pokemon League. And I'm just so pumped. And my dad takes me to the mall of all places, right? And I sit down. And like, there's a couple people there, a couple people my age playing cards. I was super excited, and I sat down. I'm like, "Hey, do you want to play some Pokemon cards?" And this kid was like, "Yeah, sure, let's go." Dude, this kid whipped my butt. After time, I kid you not. I think I played 3 or 4 games, and I lost every single one. And I was like, "Okay, all right." And I walked up to my dad. I'm like, "It's time to go home now." And I remember holding my deck with what was it? It was like Gengar and like Glaceon or something silly like that. I took the deck and I went on the ground, and I spread out all of my Pokemon cards, and I'm like, I have to beat him. And I like threw everything together. I talked to my dad. He started buying me competitive stuff, and about a month or 2 later, we went back, and I never saw him again. Now, to this day, the Schmanskys are phenomenal. They've been top 16 in the world brackets. They've wrote articles for TPCI. Like they're phenomenal people. They're super nice. I know them very well now. But I have never had that rematch in a sanctioned Pokemon event with Christopher Schmansky. And now he's a judge. So I can never have that rematch.
This sounds like an anime plot.
It really does. It really does.
For it.
That was really, this is your origin story. This is the greatest.
It's my origin story. I can't tell you how much rage like 7-year-old Noelle had at the world, like trying to build this deck to beat this random kid she met at the mall. Later to find out they're just like absolutely like masterminds. Like they're machines. They are very good players and wonderful people.
How do we get this to happen? Like, how do we get this rematch to be a thing?
I don't know, man, but I gotta have it one day.
Could we like tweet at him enough that he would possibly consider
Do it.
After this podcast, we
Here's
all
the
just
thing.
tweet at him, be like, please rematch Noelle.
Here's the thing.
Please.
Here's the thing, though. He probably doesn't even remember it. Okay? This happened when we were children. I don't know why it triggered me so much as a child, but he probably doesn't even remember. He just probably knows me. He's like, oh yeah, this girl lives in Michigan. We play cards all the time. We see each other at Pokemon League. She's really cool with my mom and my brother. Like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, remember that one time when you kicked my butt like 4 times in a row in the mall with your whatever deck? Like, no, he's not gonna remember that.
Wow.
What an amazing earliest memory.
memory.
Yes, but anyways.
Holy moly, that is. I'm invested too in this. Like, chat's invested. I'm invested in this. I need this rematch sometime. All right, we're gonna, post podcast. We're gonna get his Twitter at.
Yeah, find his Twitter.
Make sure you guys are following
I know
the
his
last
Twitter.
project.
I could probably find it.
Get his
Oh, man.
Twitter.
Yeah,
We'll get it
it
for
needs to
later.
happen.
Oh my gosh. All right. Lonnie or Laura, if you guys want to take the stage, talk about your earliest Pokemon memory.
Well, go, Lonnie, go.
For me, it was Pokemon Yellow. I was 3, and my cousin had it. And he's like, I was visiting, and I was annoying him. So he's like, here, have this console. And I just played through Yellow. I had a Pikachu. I didn't know how to catch anything, so I just tried to beat the game with a Pikachu on my own. That didn't end very well. I got to maybe the 4th gym, and then I gave up. And then my next game was Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire. Growing up, my brother and I always played games, so if I had one version, he'd have the other, so we wouldn't argue over who had what, because that was always a fun time. I think actually my first shiny in Ruby too, I didn't know what it was. I think it was like a Wingull, and I ran away from it because I thought it was like a glitch or something. So that was my first ever shiny fail at the age of 6 or 7, something like that. And then I played a lot of the Pokemon game that was on N64. I think it was Stadium, I think it was. And I used to beat my cousins all the time because I had memorized all the type matchups and what every single move had done by the age of 8. I was beating my cousins who'd been playing for 10 years. And they gave up at one point, said, here, have the Nintendo 64, we can't beat you anymore, so just take the console and leave. So that was always a fun time.
I love Pokemon Stadium. That is one of my favorite games on the N64. It's so good. That actually reminded me of a different memory. I was going to talk about another one, but then you just reminded me of Pokemon Stadium memory that I'll probably say in a little bit.
I've always loved Pokemon. The battling side has always interested me more in shiny hunting. I've been shiny hunting for about 2 years now, 3 years, but I've always loved battling. I'm trying to get more into VGC this year, but I couldn't at the time because I was working so much, but now I have too much time on my hands, so I'm currently watching a lot of different people's videos and streams and figuring out what people use and what the meta
you gotta
is.
do in times like this, right? Is take up a new hobby, anything you didn't have time to do before, it's time to learn it, right? You have no excuse.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff in my free time, but no, Pokemon's always been a part of my life about 20 years, and I don't think it will stop even when I'm I'm old and grey. I'll still play Pokemon, so I absolutely love the franchise, and I can't wait to see what the expansions are like later on this year in June when we get our first Launch Shield expansion. I can't wait either. Legendaries look cool too. I think we get the Reggies first, I think. There's the Reggies and the birds. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Pokemon in general. They just seem to keep growing and growing. Yeah,
it's amazing that Pokemon has been around for over 20 years now, and yet it still feels so new, and it hasn't gotten old, which is, I just think, phenomenal for a series to be able to do that. So
I completely agree with that. It's very refreshing every time. Like even when they've tried new things like Sun and Moon, like that, there was no gym system. Like that was completely different. Even just playthroughs, like every aspect of it is very fresh. Like TCG mechanics, like we've seen similar things like tag team cards and stuff like that, but we've never really seen like 3 Pokemon other than like the legendary birds on a card. And I don't know, it's really cool, like all the different things they do to different aspects of the game. I agree with that.
Yeah, totally. All right, Laura, what's your earliest Pokemon memory?
So, and I actually just remembered this as we were talking. Ironically enough, we were at Burger King and we were in the playground equipment.
Keychain toy. Tell me it was a keychain toy, please.
Well, we had gotten the keychains and whatnot. I think I'd gotten one of the Pikachu ones, and my brother had gotten the spinning Voltorb top. We were crawling around, of course, just being kids, playing around. And these 2 kids were having a Pokemon battle with Pokemon cards. So my brother and I just stopped and started watching them. And the one guy, he let us watch for a bit, and then it was time for us to go. And he goes, hey, do you guys want one of my Pokemon cards? You can pick. So I don't quite remember what my brother picked. I picked out Horsey because I'm a girl. I thought it was cute. And then down the road, I figured out what Pokemon was, managed to convince my mom to get me a Game Boy Color and get me Crystal. And then I'm in the Ilex Forest, I believe. And then, oh, hi, Shiny Psyduck. How you doing? And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, is this broken? Is that yellow?
Wait, was Shiny Psyduck your first shiny?
Mm-hmm.
That was my first shiny.
And then my and then my brain thought, oh wait, maybe if it's a different color, I get more EXP points.
Oh no.
Okay, but both of your guys' first shiny is a Psyduck, so please don't tell me you guys are not the shiny collector from that new little clip of the anime. Have you guys seen that?
I've seen that.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
So, anyways, continue. I just wanted to make that connection there to you two.
Oh my god.
But no, that honestly, that was essentially it. I down the road, and I think it was actually, yes, Sapphire. I did run into a shiny Lotad. Finally knew what a shiny was at that point. So no more double EXP for shinies. We just catch those.
You know what's really bizarre? I don't actually know what point it was that I actually knew a shiny Pokemon was a shiny Pokemon. I remember what my first shiny Pokemon was. It was a Psyduck in Fire Red. However, when I made that distinction between this is a different Pokemon and this is a shiny Pokemon, I actually can't remember. And I have no idea if it was the internet or if the show or just something. I have zero idea. I can't even
Did you
make
get
that.
the guide for that at all? Because I think they mentioned it in the guide.
I don't think I had the guides until Gen 4. I had the Diamond and Pearl guide, and I don't think I had any of the previous ones, so
Got it.
I have no idea. But
I actually got in a fight with one of my best friends. They showed me, oh God, what was it? I can't even remember. It was a Gen 4 Pokemon. We were playing Platinum at the time. They showed me a shiny Pokemon. And I was like, dude, that's a fake game. That's a fake Pokemon. I was like, that's not real. I'm like, I've literally been playing Pokemon for so long, and like the card game, because like there's very, very few like shiny Pokemon, like the shining Charizards and everything. Like I just never made the connection like shiny Pokemon was a thing. Because all I did was like really watch the anime and play the fucking card game. So I was just like, dude, that's literally hacked. That's not real. That's
I know you don't
China
remember.
ripoff.
If it was shiny Drifloon, rip Steph for real.
Good old Riploon.
oh my god. See, I can't even say the Drifloon story is an early memory because that was like an early stream memory, but not like an early Pokemon memory, but oh, Drifloons. Oh my gosh. If you guys were just real quick, if you guys are really confused why Drifloons are relevant to my community, essentially what happened is I was streaming and shiny hunting for shiny Drifloon, and all of a sudden, so at the time I had a bot that would play mini games, and what happened is, you know, when people kind of like they bid their stream currency points, and then like they can, in the heists, they can either gain a whole bunch or lose. And what had happened is that everyone lost the heist. So everyone had lost their points, so they were all saying rip F in the chat. And I'm sitting here thinking that I killed the shiny Pokemon because all I see is everyone being like, rip F. And I'm like, what? I killed the shiny? Like, what do you mean? I didn't even see it. So I start freaking out because everyone's still spamming F. And then finally I was like, wait, it wasn't? And then in that moment, the shiny Drifloon appeared. I kid you not. And the shiny Drifloon just fell and appeared right there. And
That's
so
awesome.
it was a very emotional journey. So that is why we have Steppo Rip. As for my earliest memories, I see now as you guys are telling stories, I'm thinking of all of these early Pokemon memories I have. I think my earliest is a boring one, and just that when I think I was like 2 or 3 years old, I had this Pikachu plushie that I took everywhere with me.
I got you.
Is that clipped or saved? Yes, my drift. I don't actually. Do I have a command for it? I can find it for you guys later.
Don't,
but
I was gonna say, I don't remember. I think you did at one point.
Actually, if you guys go to my shiny decks, you can find Drifloon, and I think I linked it there. But anyway, yeah. So my first memory is I think just holding like this plushie and taking it everywhere. But I do have a funny early memory, which is I used to go to summer camp, and I would always bring my Pokemon games. And when Gen 4 came out for the first time, I had an action replay. And to Steph, oh my god, having an action replay, man, I was the coolest kid ever. I was like, I get
Honestly,
999 rare candies.
Yep.
So I had this whole barter system where I'd be like, yo, you guys want me to level your Pokemon to level 100? Well, if you guys give me this item, you know, I'll level you guys.
The young entrepreneur right there.
Oh my god.
Everyone knew at summer
Stop.
camp could be like, yo, she could level your Pokemon up to level 100 for you. So that's an early one that stuck with me a whole bunch. Oh my gosh. But yeah, these have been some great memories. Wow, what a great start.
Hold up, did Killer sub to me? Bro, thank you. I appreciate that, man. I'm so sorry. I just saw you use my emotes,
man.
and I'm like, I don't think I know who you are. I got scared. Okay.
So
Anyway.
on the same topic of memories, why don't we dive into what is everybody's favorite Pokemon related memory. We start with the early ones. Do you guys have a favorite? It doesn't matter if it happened yesterday, did it happen last week, did it happen 2 years ago? Do you guys have a favorite memory?
When I first started shiny hunting, I had no shiny charm. I didn't know what I was doing. My friend's like, go to this one spot. I was looking for Lugia. He says, go to this spot, save, and then press LR start select if it's not pink. So reset it. First one, I was like, oh, it's not pink. And then went for the second one, and it was pink. I showed him my DS. Like, is this what it's meant to look like shiny? He's like, are you serious? You don't have shiny charm. You got in 2 resets. He just said he quit shiny hunting, just walked out of the room. I had no idea what I was doing. That's my favorite memory because I was like, I didn't know what I was doing, but it's there and I caught it. I don't think I still have it anymore, but I caught it. He's just like, that's not fair. I've been looking for this for months. You get it in 5 minutes, not knowing what you're doing. I was just like, yep, that's my luck. That's my luck for you.
That's awesome. Anyone else have a favorite memory?
I think all of my favorite memories are semi-traumatizing, actually.
What?
What?
Like, all I can, you said favorite memory, and I had like a warlike flashback back to last year in December. I went to Daytona, Florida for Pokemon Regional, right? So one of my good friends and somebody you guys may watch her, Sierra Dawn. She's one of my good friends.
Yeah.
I travel with her all the time for TCG. I didn't know what I was gonna play, and she's like, "Yo, just play my 60. Just play the same deck as me. You have all the cards. Go for it." And I was like, "Okay, sounds like a plan." So I lay out the deck, and I'm looking at it and everything, and I'm like, dude, do you think I should play this card? Because a new card came out, and I'm like, dude, everybody's gonna be playing this because it's toxic, and people like playing toxic decks at new events.
Uh-huh.
Like, should I put a couple cards to counter in it? She goes, no, you fine. Nobody's gonna play that. Not at that quantity. I'm like, okay, I'll trust you. You played this deck for a while. So she actually went out. I think she got 42nd place out of like 1,000 people or whatever. Me, on the other hand, I went 1-1-5. 1-1-5. So one win, 1 loss, 5 ties. Now let me tell you. It was called Doll Stall. I went up against Doll Stall 5 times. So the thing about Doll Stall, you don't get to play your cards. You don't get to play them. You sit there, you draw, and you pass. So it's not fun.
Ooh.
And I went up against that 5 rounds in a row. I was like, I really traveled across the land to not even play my cards. So I sat down, right? It was like round 7. I sat down and I was like, all right, dude, if you flip over this card right now and it's a doll, I'm just going to have to eat it. My opponent looked at me dead in the eyes like, haha, okay. So, and I'm like, dude, I'm so serious. I'm gonna have to eat it. And he goes, okay. So he flips over the card, right? And everything seemed okay. And the first thing he put down was a Doll Stall. I looked this guy dead in the face. I'm like, I'm gonna have to eat your card right there, right now. He was like, are you, yeah? And I go, yeah, I'm gonna have to eat it. Is that okay? And he goes, the poor kid didn't know what to do. He just said yes. I'm like, and I looked at him. I'm like, I'm gonna have to record this too because I made a tweet earlier about it. He goes, oh, okay. And so I grabbed his card. I took it out of the sleeve, and I just started recording, and it's just eating it. And I just kept eating it. And it was funny because you could watch a Pokemon judge just walk by casually in the back. And then I was like, don't worry, dude, I'm going to replace your card. Like, I'm going to sign the match slip and give you the win. But the worst part was I had to wait like 10 minutes waiting for my match slip to sign it to give him the win. But yeah, no, I just was like, I dropped, and then I took my butt to the beach for the rest of the night. And after that, it was fine. It was fine after that. But I hate Doll Stall.
I think my favorite part about this is, didn't you just like eat an onion the other day? I keep having these associations with you and eating different things.
I had an incentive stream, and this is a Charizard card I didn't get to finish eating. They felt bad because it was so big, so they were like, just leave the Charizard alone and just eat the onion. Noelle, just eat the. They felt bad, so I just stopped. But
For those of
Yeah,
you
we
who
didn't
might
get to
be
finish
listening to
eating.
just the audio, we just saw a Pokemon card that is bitten on a whole bunch of different places.
Yep.
Yeah. So. But yeah.
Noelle just eats.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you really want to see that clip, it's actually a command in my channel. You can do command eat doll, and I think it'll put the link up of me actually eating the card if you really want to. But
That
anyways,
is so amazing.
that's what I mean by traumatizing. I have plenty of wonderful moments, and I love Pokemon so much. But when anybody tells me to tell them a story about Pokemon, it's just like I have like warlike flashback moments of these pinpoints of my Pokemon career.
I love this. Oh my god.
Oh god, I think mine. It was when we were at South, Steph, when we were doing the Pokemon Go raids for Groudon
That
and
was
Kyogre.
So oh yeah. Oh, you should tell us. Don't let me tell your story. I'm about to sit here being like, yo, let me tell you about this insane thing that happened. All right, tell your story. I was sure.
Steph was there. There was quite a few of us that had gone, like Galactic Elliot, the 4th Gen Gamer. We had Noah, Glitch Stream. There was quite a bit of us, and we wanted to play some Pokemon Go because during that weekend, the odds for Shiny Kyogre and Shiny Groudon in raids were like really ramped up. They were higher. And so, like the night before, Theta had gotten a Shiny Groudon, and then we were like, we want to keep going. We got to keep going. And so after each raid, all of us would put our phones in the middle, and then we would hit the go button just to see who would get the shiny. And we had done a Kyogre, and we had hit the next screen over. Both myself and my boyfriend Chase got a shiny Kyogre in the same raid.
How they
I'm
both
screaming
got
on
this?
one end.
So good.
I'm screaming on my
Wow.
side. Chase is freaking out on his side. And then we both go in the middle and hug each other. And then Elliot goes, they both got a shiny? And Chase and I look at each other. We look at our phones. And we're like, oh my God.
That is you, Chase. It is.
It you.
And because it's crazy because it was like a whole giant group of us, and usually 1 in 20 maybe gets, you know, the shiny in the group. You usually don't see more than one person. So, and then out of the 2 that it was both of you guys, I was dying all over
It was
the place.
so funny. That's my favorite Pokemon in Pokemon Go by far.
Aw.
Hey, it's a pink Shamu. That's what we call
Yes.
it. That's what my dad called it. Every time he finished the raid, he goes,
It is.
"Pink Shamu." Every time.
Oh my gosh.
That's a pretty Fogger story though. That's awesome.
I love that. I think my favorite memory is actually not a funny one. It's a bit, I guess it's a bit more of a wholesome story. But this past December, I got to do something called Pokeathon, which if you guys didn't see, me and 15 other content creators got to go to Direct Relief's headquarters and fundraise from their headquarters, raising money. If you guys know what Direct Relief does, I can't speak. Direct Relief, they send medical supplies and, you know, give relief to countries in need. So for example, right now with all the COVID stuff going on, they're sending masks, medical supplies that they've had in storage that they keep cool to places that really need it. And charity is something that's a really big passion of mine. So getting to combine my love of Pokemon with doing a really huge event where we raised $40,000 as a community
What?
for
That's
charity.
amazing.
It's I guess it's just something that I think is going to stick with me for the rest of my life, and so that's definitely I think my favorite Pokemon related memories. I absolutely love getting to help as many different charities as I can, but that was like what felt to me like the culmination of like Pokemon community just coming together for a weekend just from all over, and you know we had a bunch of different people there too from different spheres, kind of like what we're doing with this event, and so that kind of stuff is really special to me, and so that's my favorite.
I love that. That's very
That's a cute
wholesome.
one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So a nice little dichotomy from we have stories that I feel like range, you know, the whole different spectrum, and I love that.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on a little bit. I guess just we've made it pretty clear that Pokemon is such, you know, a big part of all of our lives. In what ways do you guys think that Pokemon has impacted you guys? You know, how has it changed you as a person? How has it influenced you? Do you guys have anything to speak on that?
I mean, it brought me my boyfriend.
Same.
Aw.
Ta-da! on, the ultimate date matchmaker.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I will say I've definitely made some of my best friends, you know, through the Pokemon community, you know. It's like you get to make friends and it's such a wide and accepting community, so, you know, it's pretty awesome. Oh man. I guess, yeah, I don't know if my life would be the same if I didn't get into Pokemon. You know, it's always been that one game franchise for me that's always been there. I think, you know, going back to what we said, right? 20 years and counting, Pokemon has been around and very much so alive. The community, I don't think there's ever been a point where it was fully dead, where there's just nobody playing for a year. Like, I feel like every year there has been a Pokemon community of sorts. And so I guess it's just like as the community grows, I feel like I've also grown as a person, and I feel like I've grown up with it. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you start your journey as a trainer at 10 years old, and I feel like, you know, as you play more of the games, it's like you're growing up in a way. So yeah, I don't even know how to put into words exactly how it's impacted me. I just think through the friends I've made and just through having something I can be passionate about and talk with people about, you know, it's just always been there.
No, I can completely agree with that. Like, I wouldn't have the awesome bond I do with my dad, and probably still wouldn't really have too much to do with him. Like, we play Pokemon Go all the time, which is super awesome. My dad's super cool. He loves playing card games. He plays Magic. He plays Hearthstone. He played Hex when that was a thing, and so on. So that's really cool. I met my best friend in the entire world, Sierra. I don't know. She has helped me. She came into my life at an awesome time, and I can't like say thank you enough to her for that. Like, my wonderful boyfriend Ozzy, like, wonderful, just wholesome guy. Again, like, met him through this. Have so many lifelong friends. I've got to travel and see the world, guys. Like, I 4 years ago, I was like, man, why can't I just play Pokemon cards for a living? Why can't I just travel the world like a Pokemon trainer? Gosh, you know, and like, never would I ever think I would be here right now. Like, I don't know, like, just doing what I'm doing, like, in Pokemon and being involved in the community, like, having the support I do. Like, I deeply appreciate it, like, beyond belief. Like it's my whole support system, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of my passion and everything. It's a franchise that is more than others, honestly. You know, like, I would kind of compare it to almost like Disney. You know, it's like, you know, the most magical place in the world, except the most magical place in the world is like with my people. You know,
the most wholesome thing ever. I'm gonna die.
I was like, this is a bad question because I could cry about this right now. I love Pokemon, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I think you put it perfectly, right? Is it, you know, it's all impact and touched, you know, all of us in just different ways, but also in, like, I guess that universal way of just connecting people together. And that's, I don't even think I can explain it as good as you just did right there. Does anyone else have anything else to add? That was amazing.
No, what she said.
It's very wholesome. Like, it's literally taught us, like, the core values in life. I'm not even kidding you. Like, it sounds so silly that, like, a video game or, like, a franchise have taught us this, but, like, it's just so wholesome. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a freaking weeb, man. And, I mean, I know some of you guys are, but, like, if you guys have ever watched, like, a really, like I have, like, Naruto, like, moments where, like, I'm at my rock bottom and I, like, need to persevere and everything, and, like, I have the power of, like, friends and everything, and that's how I feel with Pokemon. I don't know how any other way to explain it.
That is so interesting that you say that, because I'm also big weeb, and I've always said that anime in particular has had such an impact on my life in terms of what I value as a person.
Exactly.
And what's really interesting here is we all know that Pokemon is a, you know, Japanese production, right? I know it's become very Americanized, but this really is interesting because I do wonder if it is having that, you know, Japanese embedded, like, cultural, like, media values that I
100% agree with that, because I mean, like, I know we're stepping a little bit away from right now, but, like, I really appreciate Asian culture and the fact how, like, they like, have values and respect towards, like, family, and, like, there's honor and stuff like that, and a lot of that is implemented into, like, anime, and, like, you know, it, like, Pokemon is from Japan, like, Nintendo is a Japanese company, so, like, it's really cool that I don't know, it all ties in.
That is so fascinating to see, you know, in what ways has like the culture of, I guess, Pokemon's origin really just impacted now, especially us here who are, you know, either in Europe or, you know, in the West or, you know, just places outside of Japan, I should say. You know, it's real. That's really
Exactly.
fascinating.
And the super cool part is they do their research every single gen. Like so far, like we're starting to see a trend that's based on different places, and they do a lot of their research, and they do implement different like values from different places and different lifestyles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I was really impressed at Sun and Moon and stuff like that. So it's really cool that they're like, I cried at those Sun and Moon trailers, guys. I don't know if you remember those. Like
They were pretty
very
awesome.
wholesome, like
Yeah.
kids sitting together and playing Pokemon, like that happens. That happens in real life, man. I would not have my childhood friend Gail if like one day she was like, oh my gosh, you have Pokemon cards too, you know, like, ugh. I need to stop before I start bawling my eyes out on this. I could go on about this forever. I'm so passionate about this franchise and company. It's ridiculous.
All right, we've got a really interesting question here. How has your view of Pokemon changed over the years? So, in what ways do you guys play the games, you know, different now versus back when you first started? You know, how do you guys want to talk about how your view of Pokemon has changed? Who wants to take take a crack at it?
I think
See-
for me, I've mostly, when I play now, back in when I was a kid, I didn't really know like what moves did what. I didn't know about like type effectiveness, like the real intricacies of Pokemon. But as I've gotten older, I've made sure I know what Pokemon does what types are effective, like what moves are going to be like a better chance.
Sorry, what?
I play cards.
I click buttons. Sorry,
no,
please continue.
I'm a very analytical person and very like I very much need to know every little bit about. So when I play now, I make sure I have the right Pokemon with type moves, make sure there's a lot of coverage, even just through casual play who's like, I need to do this right. So I'm very much like more analytical approach to playing back when I was a kid. Like, oh, that's cute, I'll use it. It dies. It's like a Wurmple. It dies to like a Pidgey or something. I was like, well, that didn't work. So very much more an analytical approach. And I love competitives for that, like coming up with different teams. Like I'm very much into battling now. I very much like bring these weird sets that people are like, oh, that doesn't work. It's like you see now the eject buttons with people use their Dynamax Pokemon. They hit the Pokemon the eject button. It's like, nope, bye. Like stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. I like making weird teams and weird sets that people just don't expect to see. And it's a lot of fun. I very much enjoy doing that with Pokemon now than, say, just picking random things because they're cute and not realizing like I have a team full of bug Pokemon. They can't really do anything because all they know is like String Shot or like Harden, like a Metapod. So
When I was a kid and a Pokemon used to use Swords Dance, I'd be like, yes, it didn't attack me, like not knowing at all how bad that actually is.
I still do that. And I even know what it means now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh geez. I know for me personally, I've been paying more attention to the plots of the games, especially as I've gotten older. Because when I was younger, I was just like, okay, new Pokemon to collect. Yay, let's go. Let's just fly through it. But, and I know this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, Black and White is still my favorite game to this day because my God, yay, Steph.
It's so
This
good.
is why you're my sister. This is why you're my sister.
Underrated franchise.
The writing in that game, and I'm sure you can probably agree with me, Steph, it flows so much like an anime.
Yes.
Maybe that's why
It
I like it
does.
so much. But it's made me so picky with everything else. Like, I like X and Y's, but if you, I dislike Sun and Moon's plot heavily. But that's not that I'm not gonna go too far into that because then I will just never shut up about it. But
Ronnie's got those games on ready.
I'm missing the other two. Like I'm collecting all of them. I have a full case
No.
here.
I can
mine's in a trash bag somewhere.
I personally play like the Pokemon the video game more so for like the story and like just for enjoyment really, because my brain space is TCG. And VGC, like, man, every single person that plays VGC, man, I don't know how y'all do it. Okay, that's too many number crunching and remembering this, remembering that. Pokemon cards has messed up my super effective, not really effective thing. That's completely out the window. They definitely mess that up, especially now since they're taking fairy Pokemon cards out of the game. So
I heard about
gonna mess me
that.
up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Once more.
Oh my.
I'm personally like on a Pokemon card mechanic side. The balance of the game, I can see why they did it. Although I feel like they could have done things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the original question? How do I play the game different now compared to before?
Yeah.
Yeah, how has
Like,
your view
yeah.
of like
How's
how
it
has your view
changed?
of Pokemon changed over the years? So whether that's gameplay wise
Gotcha.
or even just as a company, right? You know, has your view of
Yeah,
Pokemon changed?
you know, it hasn't changed too much, really, for me. I think if anything, more like my thoughts on the community changed. In certain different aspects, just being older and being a little bit more open to like politics, especially when you play in a competitive scene,
Right.
where, you know, like there can be cheating and discrimination and stuff like that. So like I'm very, very, very proud of the Pokemon community compared to other TCG communities I've been a part of and have seen and watched.
Mhm.
I think we're very well behaved and we still have a far way to go. But I think that's the only thing that has really changed is just getting older and just kind of, you know, get older and you realize. But as the company as a whole and the games itself, no, not really. I'm 5. I like to run around and catch cute Pokemon and play games.
We
and
all
stuff.
have that in us. Let's
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Like when I saw Yampa, I was like, I must have an army of them, and I will destroy everyone with cute little corgis.
Cute little butts.
It's so cute.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And for those of you who are wondering, we are going to in a little bit actually dive into more of the community aspect of Pokemon, but I'm going to leave it there for now instead of prying right now. My answer to this actually leads into our next question, because the way I think that my view of Pokemon has changed over the year is actually directly related to doing content creation on Twitch and YouTube. Actually, is I feel that by doing Twitch and YouTube, it has influenced the way that I play the games and the way that I even see the games, because I'm really fortunate. I absolutely love my community to bits. You know, to me, this is also like a part-time job aside from my passion, and I absolutely love the franchise. But, you know, the way I choose to play my first experience now is a little bit different. Like, oh, do I want to do like an egg lock where I can get like my community involved now with this play experience? Do I want to do a multiplayer experience? Do I want to keep it single player? I have just so many different ways of thinking about playing the game now that are related to content that, you know, when I first was playing it, I was always I'm just gonna binge in my bed like at 2 o'clock in the morning, like playing and doing my own thing. And while I still absolutely love playing the games, it's just I think about it differently, and it is directly related to content, which our next question, I'll just say it so that other people can also chime in, is, you know, how has content creation transformed your experience, you know, as a Pokemon player? You know, would you still be even playing Pokemon right now if you weren't a content creator? And I think for me, for the most part, yes, in some capacity, but I think to what extent I play Pokemon is directly tied to that I get to do it on Twitch and have people hang out with me, because I think otherwise, you know, during a time like Let's Go, I don't think I would have been playing it as much. You know, Let's Go was a game where I started to kind of feel the Pokemon burnout a little bit, and I still absolutely loved it. And I don't play games if I don't want to play them, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like I look to find fun things to do where I probably wouldn't put the effort to do that if I wasn't going to do it with other people. So, yeah. Anyone else want to chime in on that topic, on how content creation has changed your perspective on, you know, Pokemon, or your view on Pokemon?
It is like definitely, I don't want to say it's really changed anything. So it's kind of a really weird way how I started getting into content creation, honestly. So like at first, like I kind of started like with YouTube pack openings because I bought an abundance of cards anyways, and I was like, why not, you know? And then I kind of stopped doing that, and one of my friends was like, oh, you should stream, it'd be fun, blah, 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 blah. And then for Christmas, I got a capture card, and I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll try it. So I actually like did a lot of like Let's Go shiny hunting and stuff like that. And then my computer decided to take a poop, and then I stopped for a couple months.
That's always the worst.
And then, exactly, and that's when I kind of became friends with Sierra, and we got close, and I was telling her like how I really wanted to just like, I don't know. But like my purpose for wanting to do content creation was more so to bring more free content for the TCG community. So there is a lot of paywalls and stuff like that. And we really haven't had, there's not, the TCG community, I don't want to say is even really that big on Twitch. I can like probably name like 5 people on my hands that stream consistently. And I think a big reason why it hasn't really blown up is because we don't have a lot of top players playing, kind of like how we do with like Magic and Hearthstone and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I travel a lot. I do a lot of stuff. I want to give the community some content to like munch on without really having like, you know, like pay for it or anything. So I made a couple of YouTube videos, and Sierra ended up letting me borrow her gaming laptop, which was very, very sweet of her. And then for like a month and a half, I just was nonstop TCG. Got a sponsor. They bought me a gaming PC.
Heck yeah,
and
go
which
you.
was super awesome. I love you, Guardian Gaming. You my boy, Jeff. But like, yeah, so like I like just kept creating and kept going and like, and now I'm here. So I don't want to say it's really changed anything other than like my drive to like give back to my community now. Like I want to do nothing but to like give people like cards to play or like lists to try out. I used to teach kids at my my local Pokemon League when I wasn't traveling that much. Like, you know, like the community has given me so much. I feel like content creation in itself hasn't really even have a negative effect on me. If anything, I think it really brought me out of my shell and just give back to my community. And yes, give back and eat onions, Jessica.
That's really interesting.
And eat an onion.
I would love to ask you, so do you ever feel pressured by your community at all? Like, do you ever feel like there's like a pressure, you know, that you have to be always at your absolute best? I'm just curious, because to me, I think,
you know,
I absolutely love what I do, but I do feel sometimes there's like a pressure there, you know?
I'm a super casual person to begin with. And I'm very upfront. I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. I kind of like let everybody know what's up when, you know, what's up without giving them too much a big scoop of my life, you know? So I've never really had a problem where I felt like I was pressured to do something or to like do this or do that. My community is absolutely phenomenal. They're very selfless. And I really appreciate of them to that. And granted, like I'm not at like a super large scale, like kind of like how you are. So like, you know, maybe that's something that I'll run into the future, but usually it's like, hey guys, you know, I have this list for you, you know, like, and I'll play like a couple TCG lists and they're like, oh, like I really want to try that. I'm like, cool, I'll drop it in the Discord. And I feel like I'm really different compared to maybe other like top players, stuff like that, because a lot of them have these tiny groups and stuff like that, like don't share the deck list, this is sauce, this is what's going to win, we don't give this out to people and stuff like that. Like that doesn't bother me. Like, you know, like when you sit down against a player, like we can play the same 60, a part of it's RNG, a part of it's just playability. And like, if you beat me fair and square, that's fine, you know? So like I get a lot of questions like that too. Like a lot of people are like, oh, well, why don't you hide your hand when you do your battle? I'm like, dude, you know what? If someone's trying to sauce a 50-cent TCG company, then like, so be it, man. Like, come back to them. So like, I'm a very casual, like going person. And Synergy, I'm not going to uwu for you right now. I have a $10 dono thing, and I just saw it pop up, Synergy. I see you. I'm not going to disrespect and sauce on her Weeby channel with a uwu pressure, my guy.
Can we get some Stepho uwus in the chat, please, everyone?
I'll do one for you, okay? Ooh. You don't.
I can't even escape uwu here.
Nope.
Sorry.
Nope.
No,
Yeah.
there's another channel I hang out in, and they've literally been spamming uwu for the last 5 days. My friend named her Island Hono Uwu. So that
is the
tells you
best name
anything.
ever. I wish I thought of that.
I will tell her you said that because she's turning into a weeb. So
Oh, no,
we're slowly
Uwu.
getting there.
I'm living
Yes.
for this. That's my new Animal Crossing island name.
I love that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to pretty much sum it up, no, I've never been
Wow.
felt pressured, but I'm like
I
very,
love that.
very like, you know, I'm here to help somebody else out. Really, that's my purpose when I stream and stuff. Like, if somebody wants to play the card game, like, DM me, shoot me a message in the Discord. Like, if you have questions about a deck, you want me to look over your deck list, if I got time, I got you. You know, it might
I'll
take a
need
couple
help with
days.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, again, I got you. Like, it might take a couple days. I'm busy, you know, but like, I'll get there. So
I think that's an amazing perspective to have, and it's also just really good for mental health too, you know, is making sure, you know, you don't put too much pressure on yourself, because I think for me sometimes it just comes out of like, you know, just having anybody want to rely on me or be thinking that like, you know, oh, I can do this. It makes me be like, oh my God, am I qualified to do this? Like, and I'm just going to help and do my best anyway. But sometimes I'm just like, you know, I always want to do my absolute best for people. So sometimes I get into my own head about it, you know, being like, I hope.
no, that's
hope
fair. I
do
can
it.
relate to that too sometimes
Yeah.
because like I always tell people like I'm no top player, and then I have a lot of people disagree with me or this. Or like, oh no, well you traveled. Oh no, well you sponsored. Oh this. I mean, like I've been playing the game for a while,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm like a lot of it, like you know, a lot of it's word of mouth. A lot of it is just knowing the game by the back of your hand. So like I don't feel like I'm a top player, but if you like are coming to me and asking me for advice, you know, and this person's eyes, like, okay, they think I got this, so I guess I got it.
Right. It also brings up a really interesting idea that, and I believe in this so strongly, that you don't have to be a top player or a top content creator to be successful and happy, you know? Like, that's like the
Exactly.
biggest thing ever.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. There's
You
two
know.
things you need. You need consistency and a personality. That's all. That's all, folks.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
you
I say.
and you can kind of, I guess, figure out what that personality is through practice. You know, you don't have to know right away where it's
Exactly.
like, what is my personality? What makes, you know, everyone always asks like what makes you unique as a streamer. Sometimes you don't have to know right away. You know, just be you, be
I
yourself.
say me.
Yeah, that's what I say too.
I'm only in one place at one time, man.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, and I think everyone here can probably agree with this, if we're putting a smile on somebody's face, if we've made their day better or made them laugh, then I feel like we've done our job.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah,
True.
and recently with everything that's going on with the virus, like the amount of people I've had come into my chat and just say thank you because they're stressing out, they don't know what's going on, they're home from school, they're just freaking out, and they're just like thank you, like I can relax here, hang out here, play games. I said that's fine, like I'm here to do that, help to spread positivity. Like it is very stressful what's going on. A lot of people don't know what's going to be happening in the next few months. So if I can in the moment keep your mind off it, then that's enough reward for me. So that's what I love about streaming.
In tough times, we all have to know that we're all here for each other. We all stick together, and you know, I think that's the one thing we can all
Yeah.
take away that's really positive is that people can come together during tough times, you know, and know that you're not alone. That there are resources out there for you guys always. Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, and Twitch has always given me a place, especially just like online in general, because I've never really fitted in anywhere because I've always not had the same interests as like people my age, like specifically like women my age, and I'm just glad that I have all the friends that I have and people can relate to me, so I don't feel as alone as I do outside of being on the internet, because it's hard because people don't really get my interest and I think it's a bit weird and I shouldn't be putting my time into it, but it's my passion. I love streaming, I love making content and making people happy, even if it's just a few people. It's what keeps me going, so I won't stop doing it no matter what.
Yeah. Also, there's a really great point from the chat that I just want to bring up, that even as somebody in the chat, you guys can put a smile on somebody's face, whether that's through just saying something funny or even just being there. I can tell you, seeing names in chat makes my day. The fact that somebody took time, which is something that
same.
when you give someone your time, you don't get that back. You took 30 seconds of your life to be here, to be watching this podcast. That is worth so much more than anything else that you could ever give to somebody, right? So I just want you guys to know, seriously, you guys just being here, and you don't have to chat either because we support our lurkers, and the fact that you're just here spending that, you know, that makes my day. That makes so many of our days, and that's something positive that you guys are doing as well. We're forming a community together, and we stand together, and you know, keep each other company.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many times I've like gotten on stream and like I can already name a couple people in chat like Synergy and Cubinator and y'all that have watched me before, like where there's times where like I've gone on stream and I'm like maybe not visually at first, but I'm like not okay. Like I've had a really bad day, and every time, not once have I ever turned off stream and walked away in tears and upset or angry. Like I have always been like just ecstatic and refreshed and like happy and like, man, there's people out there that, you know, want to hang out with me. That's kind of cool.
I so agree. Every time, even if I'm feeling tired or I had a rough day before stream, if I can hit that start streaming button, like, holy crap!
my God, dude, I told you. You knew exactly what I was talking about, Synergy Boy. I knew it. Let's go. Ooh, yeah. Thanks so much. I got you.
Steph said.
Steph.exe has stopped working. Thank you so much for that. Holy crap, you did not have to do that. Oh my gosh, it's so kind of you. What the heck?
That's my boy, Synergy. Let's go. All right,
Holy
anyway.
crap. Thank you. I don't even, what was I even gonna say?
I don't know.
Also, Pittsburgh boy, I appreciate that comment. Thanks for always watching and stopping by as well.
Oh my God.
Steph just needs a minute.
That's what we call a mad lad.
That is.
That's a
Holy
mad
moly.
lad.
That is a very mad lad indeed.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna transition over here. A fun little question. If you could personally recommend a Pokemon game to someone who's never played a Pokemon game before, what would it be? And I'll also extend this question since we've been talking about a lot of things outside of video games. If you actually think the anime or the trading card game or some other Pokemon like franchise, part of the franchise, is a better introduction to somebody, I would love to hear it. What do you guys think? Also, the chat can also answer this.
Oh man, I feel like there's a couple ways of going about this too. I guess it kind of depends on the person. If they really like RPGs and storytelling games, I'd probably recommend them Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. That's my personal non-main series
I love
game.
the Mystery Dungeon series.
Rolled my eyes. I kid you not. Like my eyelash fell off. My strip lash fell off when I saw that they announced that they were remaking that.
I did not
kid you
believe
not.
it. Yeah.
Believe it either. It was amazing. So I'd probably recommend that. Now that we have Pokemon Sword and Shield, if I was going to recommend them a main series game, I'd probably recommend that because there's a lot of like multiplayer base now. There's a lot of different things to do. It's a little bit open worldish, which I really appreciate. Like you have the Curry Ducks and stuff like that. Competitive is super easy to get into now that you can rent teams and stuff like that. The story was like okay, it was solid. It wasn't the worst. I'm really excited to see what the downloadable content's going to give us.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of an extension. So I feel like that game has like the most like versatile playability into it. You know, and if somebody, and this is a little bit stretching it, but like maybe if somebody wasn't asking necessarily what Pokemon game related I should do, if they were asking me what TCG, I always recommend Pokemon first because it has a lot of bases to game. Like learning Pokemon first made it so, which I think is really cool. So I guess that's my answer.
Yeah, that's solid. I agree with you. I would say Sword and Shield would be the game I recommend to people. I think the quality of life changes. I think just make it a very easy gateway for people. And while
100%.
I have my love for the retro OG Pokemon games, I think the games back then just work a little bit differently, where they require just more time commitment. And I like, you know, I don't know. I think that the further, I guess, you go, like the more modern games are just more like they're just easier for people to get into. So that would be my answer.
Yep.
For me, definitely Sword and Shield for Switch. If you can afford, there are still people that play 3DS. I see a lot of people still play like the 3DS games, even the DS ones. If you're on a 3DS, probably X and Y. I really liked those games when they came, especially that we had full 3D graphics with everything, and the story flowed really well, and everything just felt super comfortable. And then for spin-off, definitely Mystery Dungeon. I didn't mind the Ranger game so much, but I do have Explorers of the Sky. Now I did get the remade Mystery Dungeon, which I've almost finished. But yeah, definitely recommend those ones. Oras I didn't mind too much, like maybe Ruby or Sapphire, but I've played through Gen 3 so many times because I have Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all working Game Boy games. So yeah, definitely recommend those. I didn't mind Let's Go, but like I played Yellow and Gen 1 so many times, it just felt like a chore to me, honestly, when it came out. I did finish them, but I didn't necessarily enjoy them as much because I'd already played through Kanto so many times. I understood why they wanted to put it on Switch. It was just an extension of like, to me, it was like the extension of Pokemon Go because you could bring stuff in and just catch it all. And a lot of people did that to get the 31 chain and then go shiny hunt. So it did make shiny hunting fun though. I did enjoy like catching everything and just running around. Seeing the shiny in the overworld was also really fun as well. I like seeing that, seeing the sparkles like just get so excited. I finally found it. So I definitely recommend trying those out. Do try Range though if you want something a little bit different for a side game. I really did enjoy Shadows of Almia, which was really fun.
Mhm.
So definitely give those a try if you can. So that's what I think, anyways.
You know, something that crossed my mind, I think I would definitely recommend Pokemon Let's Go to like younger kids. I feel like it's a
Agreed.
really easy game to play.
I agree.
Especially like for like younger kids.
Yeah, plus you can
So-
like pat the Pikachu and the Eevee, you could give it berries, like, you can make cute little
Dress it
faces.
up.
Yeah, you can dress it up in little outfits. So definitely like younger audience, definitely the Let's Go games. Absolutely.
Y'all pretty much said what I was gonna say.
Sorry, Laura.
No, you're good. I mean, I'm not gonna talk about my addiction to Pokemon Masters. That's its own
We're not
thing in itself.
We're not gonna go there. I sat and called with Laura, and she spent was it an hour or like a bunch
hour.
of summons. Yeah, trying
Yeah.
to get the red duplicate so she could max it out.
Yeah.
And every 5 seconds, she would just start
Yeah.
squealing like, "And there's another one, and then another one, and then another one."
Another one.
That was an interesting night. I'll just say that much.
I mean, I do recommend Let's Go. I do recommend Mystery Dungeon and the Ranger series. Those are both two very great spin-off games. I also did like the Pokemon pinball games too, especially the one focused
They're so
around
good.
Ruby and Sapphire. Those
Best one.
Yes.
that's my favorite one. I
Small
hated the
traumatized
other
story.
ones.
Small traumatized story. Yo, my dad, I had my Game Boy SP and I had that game in the Game Boy SP and I left it in like this little like cubby part of like the car and then he
Mhm.
went into the car to get it like cleaned out and a car wash and somebody stole it. I was so hurt. You know how hard it is to complete that Pokedex in that game?
That thing is hard.
I
Devastated.
relate. My
I'm
first,
so
you know, you remember we were
sorry.
talking about how Psyduck was my first shiny Pokemon? Well, I got
Yeah.
in Fire Red, transferred it to Pokemon Diamond, and then my Pokemon Diamond game got stolen. So I don't have it.
Oh no.
Not like this.
No, not like this. I can just see Steph in her youth just not like this.
I've had, I think, 2 Pokemon DS games go through the washing machine. They lived. They lived. They lived. But I had a hidden ability Espeon. Oh god. Do you guys remember the Pokemon Dream World at all?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
had an event where you played like this little online pinball game, and depending on which gem you collected, or not gem, which color you collected the most of, determined what special hidden ability evolution that. Well, I love Espeon, and so I grinded up and I got the Espeon, and then like I think 3 days after I had worked at GameStop, so there was like a event thing going on. I had kept the cartridge in my jean pocket. And my mother did the laundry and she goes, "You might want to test your game." And I went, "Why?" She goes, "Smells very fresh now."
No.
So
It worked.
I had something else crazy happen to me. One time my brother got really mad at me, and so he threw my Pokemon games out the window. And at the time, we were visiting my grandparents who were on like the 5th story of like, they had like apartment building on like the 5th story. But here's the best part is, you know, I live in Canada and my grandparents live in Montreal, and it was in December in Montreal, which means there's like 6 feet of snow. And so when I went downstairs to get them, I saw imprints of where like the games fell in the snow. And I found them, and they still worked.
Rude. That was so rude of him.
Oh,
Siblings, you know.
yeah.
Not
I
very
think-
cash money.
Yeah. I think Pink will appreciate this. I once had won in a TCG battle when I was doing it at school before my school banned the
go.
game because everyone kept playing, including like the high school kids. I won an Ancient Mew card off this guy that was in like 5 grades above me. I put it in my backpack and then I go back into class and I come out lunchtime like, I got this card, I want to show it off. It got stolen
Oh,
by the kid that I
no.
won it off because he didn't like the fact he lost to a 10-year-old girl.
That's stinky. That's stinky. I don't like
I
that.
even told
That
the
smells
teacher-
like doo-doo. I'm so sorry.
I even told the teacher and she's like,
in the
yeah.
playground. I just want to doo-doo. Stinky. Next.
yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
my god. It's so funny. All these stories keep reminding me of more stories that I've just had with Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to keep on this tangent. I mean, I'm very okay to do this, but my last story is my first ever experience getting my first Pokemon trading cards. I'll never forget. Was so I think I was like 9 at the time where I got my first, like, you know, like the actual base set like trading cards. But I got them because, you know, it was one of my mom's mutual friends. Her son had all these cards and he was like going off to college or high school. I don't remember what. I couldn't remember. But all I remember is him being like, but Mom, I haven't gone through those yet to see if there are any good cards left. And she's like, you don't need these Pokemon cards anymore. Just give them to her. She's younger and she wants them. And he's like,
no.
like, but I want to go through them first. And she's like, no. And then this guy's mom gives me all his Pokemon cards.
Steph, do you know what we call you? Steph, do you want to know what we call you?
Oh no.
Winner!
Oh.
I think back about it all the time, being
You
like, because I got a lot of like base set, like OG cards. Like I didn't get any like, you know, Charizards or anything like that, but I have a lot of like rare stuff where I'm like, I'm sorry.
Dude, you just accidentally team rocketed that boy.
So
You just posted this Pokemon. Like, not even purposefully. You're like, it fell in my hand. I guess it's mine now. I don't have any authority. It's mine.
9-year-old Steph was like, oh, there's a Flareon in here? Oh my god.
oh god, Steph, it's funny that we talk about the Charizard because when I moved out, my brother gave me his Pokemon cards, and I saw that Charizard, and I looked right at it, and I texted him, and I went, "Do you want this?" And he goes, "I don't care. Do what you want with it." That
Busted.
thing, it's not the big boy. He's not the big boy, but he's at least worth $300.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go.
Listen, let me tell you something, okay? As a TCG player, whenever I tell anybody like that I've played TCG or whatever, if I could have just even a single cent, a single penny for every time someone goes, "Oh, I used to have one of those Charizard cards when I was a kid," dude, I could buy out the entire Charizard market. And I'm just like, honey, that's great. Glad you had one. Don't got it anymore.
Noelle,
I'll
I love
mail
you.
you
This
that. I'll
podcast,
mail you
I feel
mine.
like we've learned so much. You're amazing.
It's great.
I love all of you guys.
You guys are wonderful, woman. Thank you. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you guys for being
Agreed.
here. Holy crap. On that note, we have some more questions, but I would love to maybe grab a Twitter question. Lonnie, do you want to
Yeah,
maybe
let's
grab us
go.
one?
I do. We got one from V and we got one from Cleffa. This goes for everyone. How are you enjoying streaming? What is your favorite moment in your streaming career? Any funny, interesting stories?
Ooh.
Oh,
I
Many.
have many because my chat loves to put in out of context statements, and I'm just sitting there racking my brain for 10 minutes, be like, what did I miss? I was gone for like 30 seconds, or I get a shiny and everyone starts flipping out, and then I ask for like names, and they just give me the most random things. Like my chat is just no filter, and it's absolutely hilarious. I love it. Just no filter at all.
This wasn't really a Pokemon game, but I was talking about it while I was playing it. So I was playing Persona 5, and I had, of course, some people talking, and some people were shiny hunting, and one of them, Malin's boyfriend, actually, a solitary white guy, was telling me how he was trying to go for the shiny, and he got a shiny Purugly, and so I'm giggling in the chat. And then I got spotted by one of the cards, and you just hear me go, "No! No!" And I turn around and I hit him, and I'm like, "That's not fair! I wasn't paying attention!" There's a clip somewhere.
That's happened to me like 2 weeks ago when I was playing through Persona 5. Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
I am yet to experience that. I'm only up to the last bit for the Kamoshida story.
My
That will
Fuzzbets
be
will
an
tell you.
experience.
You'll get there.
My Fuzzbets will tell you. I don't stealth. Laura can't stealth.
Yeah, I'm well aware of this, Laura. Very much aware. Another moment I think I was playing Mario Bros, like the Switch one, and it was one of the levels we had to carry the baby Yoshi, and I told myself, don't throw the baby Yoshi, don't yeet it. And what do? I throw it off the
Don't yeet
cliff.
Don't yeet the Yoshi.
I I threw it off. I yeeted it off the cliff, and everyone just lost it in voice and started crying. I was just like, I tried. I'm not good at this, but I literally told myself, don't throw it. Don't throw it. Proceeds to throw it off the end of the mushroom because I was an idiot and I wasn't paying attention.
Oh
Man,
my
I
god.
have a lot of.
Don't let me
highlights.
babysit, chat. That's the moral of the story. Don't let me babysit.
I have a lot of good highlights, but I do have to say the occasional time I do decide to shiny hunt, like props y'all. That's mind numbing, man. That takes a lot of
You
patience
know,
that I have.
I have
It's
a
really fun.
I have a perspective on this that is, I guess, the reason why I find it so fun. And my good friend Wolfie, Wolfie's Eyes is his username, is he once said that shiny hunting is like going fishing. The actual act of fishing is so boring, but it's about, you know, being with your friends and getting to have it as a bonding experience. That's what makes going fishing with your friends fun. And that's exactly how I see shiny hunting and why I would not do it by myself, you know, like just for the sake, like if I was competitively breeding and I had no one to talk to about it or had nothing to do something, like interact in some way, whether it's watching a show or doing something else that I can have an experience with, I would not personally. But because I can make it a group experience, that's why.
It is though, but like it's funny that you say that though, because all I could think of was the one time like I want to go like pack my car or whatever, and I walk in and I see my boyfriend Ozzy just chilling with his like Game Boy SP. I'm like, oh, what you playing? He goes, I'm full on shiny hunting for Lapras on Gen 3.
Oh boy.
Some people just like the pain.
Are you okay? He goes, yeah,
I mean, me, I thought.
But yeah, no, I want to say like my highlight would probably be, I think Cubinator threw it in the chat here. So the occasional time I do shiny hunt, it's a lot of fun. But usually my reactions are like, oh my god, thank god it's done, I have it, it's over. Awesome. But dude, this
I'm like,
boy, man, I was stoked to get this. I was stoked to get this little black sheep, little Willy boy. I loved him so much. It took me 2.5 weeks to find him too. 2.5 weeks for a freaking Wooloo, guys.
It took me.
Respectful. It was fun, but dear God.
It took me
JP,
5.
you smell. Sorry.
It took me 5 months to find a full odds Ho-Oh, and then took me 2 months to find my first Poipole at nearly 8,000 resets. My Ho-Oh was about 7. Because I don't have shiny charm on one of my Gen 7 games. So yeah, I spent 6 months looking for a Ho-Oh on Ghost BGN's suggestion. So I'm never listening to him again. So I'm not, his picks are horrid because now he said go for Celebi. So I have to go do that now.
Also, a little side note, I saw somebody in chat ask Can Lee. These are actually, if you guys ever bought an Elite Trainer box, like it's just Pokemon cards, it comes in a little box. These are the inside of the wrappers. So like,
Oh,
you
very
take
nice.
it out, they're actually a little stuff like that for each set. So except
Very
that, that's
nice.
my JoJo Bizarre Adventure.
That's
during
epic.
Genesis, but that's for me, not for you guys.
Wait, Pink,
Not
Pink,
for
was
you
it
guys.
you that I was geeking over about with JoJo, with Joseph Joestar?
It definitely is.
Okay.
That's my husband.
Unpopular opinion. I don't like Jojo at all.
That's okay. It's a very particular taste in anime.
Yes.
But anyways,
Yeah.
Quality memes. Only the finest.
Good memes.
Yes.
Exactly. I've been rewatching Konosuba. I can't ever stop
Ooh.
laughing at that anime.
Great
It
show.
just makes so much fun of itself, and it's great. Aqua just is utterly useless. It's hilarious.
Lonnie, what was the question again? Was it his favorite moment?
Yeah, like, how are you enjoying streaming? What is your favorite moment in your streaming career? Any funny or interesting stories?
Oh. That's always hard. I think for me, my favorite moment, they're never the funny ones. My favorite moments are the ones where like they feel really like meaningful, and so like I take it really seriously because I get all like, I don't know, I get all like sentimental all the time. I think for me, Twitch partnership was one of the most just the most wholesome moment because it felt like a group effort. Like it didn't just feel like this was something I was chasing. This felt like my community and like me did it really together, and so that was, I think, just it was just really special. And also just any of the charity streams, from my first charity stream that I ever did to every single time we raise money for St. Jude, or if we do for Make-A-Wish, or any charity streams like that, I feel like my impact goes beyond the stream and the community and does something bigger than that. And I think that that's, I always talk about charity, but I feel like I can make a difference and pay it forward in that way. And so those are always my, like, I guess, favorite. In terms of funny stories, there are lots, but I feel like they'll come as we just chat because I can't think of them on the fly.
There's many Stepho moments. I'm really excited to do my first charity stream next month. I'm a little nervous, but
gosh. It's gonna be great.
I'm raising money for the bushfires. They're still doing projects that through the wildlife forget what the WWF stands for, but it's that I'm playing Breath of the Wild, which I actually speed run, so I'm very familiar with the game.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Ooh.
It's a charity incentives playthrough. So
Runs to watch because you have 3 hearts.
oh, you do, and then you learn, and then you do the
God.
duplication glitch. Depending if you play there's 2 different subcategories now. So there's like the heart duplication glitch is allowed, and then there's no glitches. And you got like bomb skips and like frame manip. It's ridiculous how everything's just changed from when it was just us using trees to stasis launch. It's now we use bombs and doing frame skips to increase momentum. It's insane, but I'm really excited to play through the game. Everyone gets to pick how I do it.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Also, World Wildlife Fund. Thank you, chat. And also, okay, chat's reminding me with clips. I have 2 really embarrassing ones to share with you guys with streaming. Let's talk about the C4 clip, which was the first time Steph decided to play Fortnite. And I love explosives. And I think C4s are super fun. And I got this epic kill. And then how like in Fortnite you like they're knocked and then you eliminate them, right? So I got this epic knock. Like I knocked him down and all I needed to do was end him. No one else was around. And I was like, I'm gonna use a C4 to do this. Your girl plays the C4.
All I had to do was end him.
All I had to do was do this. And I blew myself up.
Was that also the one that Keith yelled at you?
Yes.
That's
so if you guys want to see that clip,
there it
both
is.
Munchlax and if you do exclamation point C4, that's a
I'm
thing.
saving that one for later.
And
That was
then
going on the
the other
favorite list,
one
my friend.
Is exclamation point yeet. I was playing the same, so the Switch version of Nintendogs, Little Friends, Dogs and Cats. And
Oh, stop! You said Nintendo Switch
if you haven't played
That's a
it,
thing?
yes, it is. It's awesome. It's made by the same company that did the original Nintendogs. It's
Shut
It's
the front
so-
door!
yeah! I got little shameless
Pink's
plug. I got
mind's
to play
blown.
at PAX East like when the game was coming out, and so they sent me a code and they're like, "Yo, play this," and I did.
Girl, I'm so jealous. That is my life right there.
I actually have it somewhere. I still have the original Nintendogs Labrador cartridge. I
I'm
just don't
scared
know
to
where it is,
open
but I
mine
have
because
it.
all my dogs will probably have run away. Like I haven't touched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the thing. And so if you look at that clip, I was doing the dog competition with the frisbee, and I flicked the Joy-Con.
You threw the Joy-Con. That's why you use the Joy-Con straps, kids. Don't not use them.
And you
like
just hear
Steph.
like a bang, like the hardest bang. And I, to this day, like paint has chipped on my Joy-Con that flew.
Oh
I remember that I was doing something and all I heard was this bang. I come running back and I see you all laughing and I asked what happened. Like the Joy-Con, I was like, oh. I was like, okay, as long as no one's hurt, it's fine. Just the Joy-Con. It's okay.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. Lottie, do you want to grab another Twitter question?
Yes, this is from Cleffa. What would you ladies recommend as advice to any new streamers?
Oh, I have lots. I have lots for this,
I
but
have
I'll
lots
give it to Laura. You take the floor.
Oh boy. So
You're fine.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I stream on a little Mac laptop with a little dying HP PC laptop right next to me. And I don't even use OBS, I use the Elgato. So I'm very limited to what I can and can't do because I'm also a quality snob. But that being said, I don't stream for the views. I don't stream to, oh, my end game is to become partner and I'm going to get mad at anyone that becomes a partner before me. And not how I do it. I am someone that wants to play games that either someone's never heard of before. Like, I first started out with the Danganronpa franchise, and just to lightly sum that, it's a murder mystery killing game, but it's fun. But I
Murder
I
mystery.
stream-
It's fine.
I stream I stream for the fun. I've always streamed for the fun of it. I stream to meet new friends. I stream to make memories with you guys. And like I said earlier, as long as I can make somebody laugh or smile, then that's my end game right there. I've done my job as a content creator and as a streamer, and that makes me a very happy fuzzbutt.
Very happy Fuzzbutt.
I love that. And I
Yes.
would just add on to that. When you're first starting out, you know, find like your goal with it. Like, why are you streaming, right? It's okay if you want, you know, to be like a full-time streamer and make that your goal, but just be happy and take little steps with whatever you're doing. You know, I know for me, that wasn't my goal when I streamed, and it's still like, I'm just kind of, I just want to hang out and have fun with a community, right? And I would say, like, I guess my mission statement, you know, as like a content creator is, for me, I want to provide a safe place where people can come to and make friends. Like, that is my, you know, that, I guess my whole reason I still stream today is like, you know, I don't want anyone to feel like they don't have anywhere they can go where they can talk about things they're passionate about, you know, as long as it's not hurting anybody, of course, you know, like, you know, for the most part, right? You know, we have moderation rules, but I want people to be able to make friends and feel like they have a safe place. Not everyone where they live is fortunate enough. You know, I know when I was in middle school, I got bullied for, you know, liking anime, and I was like, you know what? I want to create a place where no one will ever feel that, like, that they can talk and be excited about what they want to do. And like, for me, that's why I stream, right? Is to provide that sort of place.
Steph, you just brought me back some more like flashbacks. I feel that. I appreciate you a lot for that.
More flashbacks.
little weeb Noelle would die for you.
I know.
Mhm.
Seriously.
As funny as that sounds, I'm so serious.
That's
Like,
why I put
man.
anime in my username, was because I want people to see anime and be like, I can talk to this person about the thing I like, because when I was growing up, like, it was not cool to like anime yet. So like, people would be like, you're kind of a freak for liking this. And I'm like, what? Okay. And I just waited until I found the right people. And when I found the right people, my whole life changed. Like, I felt like I found, you know, the support
Exactly.
system that I was meant to have, and it didn't matter what anyone else had to say. And so that's just something that, you know, I feel like streaming does such a good job, especially remotely, for accessibility purposes. Some people live in rural areas and don't have the luxury to have accepting friends and family, and that is what keeps me going the whole time with what I do. And so, yeah.
I can very much agree with that. I'd never really fit in when I was younger, just because of my interests, like I said earlier, and also because, like, growing up, like, being autistic was very hard because people didn't really understand it. So I was kind of always pushed to the side. People just, like, a lot of people thought it was contagious. So there was that constant being distanced from people because they thought they could catch it.
People are
And
dumb.
yeah,
Sorry.
It is. It's
Yeah.
really difficult being a. I don't really, but one of my good friends is like, it comes out very different compared to other guys. There's not a lot of research on women, so there's that on top of just our interests
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
games and
Mhm.
anime and stuff like that. Is not really common in girls. You know, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
male-dominated thing, and that just
If-
makes it like a little bit difficult on top of that. You know.
it was
Yeah.
very hard. I didn't really have a lot of friends, so the internet and gaming was always my escape, and that's what I try to give back in my streams. And what I do is just, like, I'm very open about it. People ask me because it's in my bio. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you're disabled, or like the R word. I'm like, no, I'm not. I embrace who I am. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm
You're
very open about
amazing and
Mhm.
wonderful. And again, if you guys aren't following everyone who is here in just this podcast and this project, go do it, because they're all lovely.
But yeah, starting out with streaming, just be yourself. There's no point trying to mimic someone else's personality, style, their gameplay. Like, a lot of people try to play the same games a lot of the bigger content creators are, and then they're like, oh, I have no views. Like, why is this person have all these views and I don't? It's like, you play games you enjoy. Like, people can tell. Start off with stuff you enjoy. Like, I streamed with a laptop starting off. I played League of Legends a lot because I enjoyed that at the time. But then over the years, I've quietly built my setup. Like, this was my first 3DS capture card that I have here. This is my very first one I streamed Pokemon. Now I have 2. So I do that every now and then. But over time, like, you can improve your setup. But like, if you have the drive and the passion, just go for it and play stuff you enjoy, and you'll build up a community and just
Yeah.
go from there. But
I 100% agree to you guys. Like, 2 days ago, I cleaned this room. This room, you couldn't walk in this room. This is a room in my garage, guys. It's not insulated. It doesn't have air conditioning. It doesn't have heating. This right here is what keeps me warm when I stream. You know, I started off on a laptop from 2012 last year, and then that just pooped. And then I didn't stream for a hot minute. My friend let me borrow her laptop, okay? And then I made it. Like, you know, I got a sponsor.
I started
and I
on a
got
laptop too. All
know?
of this
Yep.
has been overtime for me. I started on a
Exactly.
gaming laptop that, you know, if you guys go to my first ever clips, like they're not pretty, but I think that goes, yeah, when you're first starting out, just do
Exactly.
it. Have fun and
So-
don't buy hundreds of dollars of equipment when you don't know if you're gonna like it.
100%. All I have to say for equipment wise, guys, the important thing is your audio. Buy a Blue Snowball, they're $40.
Yeah.
They'll get you there until you really need something, which takes forever. The
Yeah.
only reason why I don't have this Blue Snowball right now, guys, is because my boyfriend bought me this mic as a gift.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I would still be using a Snowball. I use a Logitech webcam. You know,
Hey.
like it's just really really basic stuff. Use the like the webcam on your laptop. You know, just be consistent. And if you want to buy something, sound good and make sure you're streaming for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like
Something
my
else-
purpose as a streamer
Yeah.
is to give out content, and that's something I want to do. You know, that's not something I'm not catering to other people. I'm catering to what I want to do.
Of course. Yeah, and something I was gonna add is something that I did that really helped was I would get, you know, my IRL friends involved. Like if you're somebody who's worried about, oh, no one's gonna be there in the beginning, I would go on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm gonna live stream for an hour. Do you guys want to come? Can you please just keep me company for like 10 minutes and like just get practice that way? And that's why, guys, shout out again. This girl's in the marathon, but Joe Modo, Jess, one of my first online friends. For my first 6 months of streaming, it would just be me and her. We're just in call, just playing games together on stream. And I didn't care who else was around. I was just having fun with one of my best friends in the entire world. And that's all you really need. As you know, if you feel like you're insecure about viewer numbers, like distract yourself. Have friends where you don't need to worry about it, you know?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Great question. Do we have some more Twitter? I feel like we should just, for the rest of the time, just go through some of the Twitter questions because I think we got
Yeah,
a
we've
few.
got three more. We got another three. This one is, what's everyone's favorite Pokemon and why?
Oh boy.
Mine's Litleo, like anything lion related. I mean, come on. How cute is this thing? Its head's way too big for its body, but I love lions. Like, my whole shtick is that my community is called the Pride Lands. We're a big family, and our motto, like, if anyone recognizes from the second Lion King movie, it's we are one, but we are many. So we're just one big happy family, and that's what I love about prides, things like that. So yeah, I love my lion Pokemon.
Lion King is actually my favorite Disney movie. Like,
It is my favorite. I dragged my whole family to see the live action remake with me, and I smiled the entire time. It was fantastic. I love it. Like, my parents had it on like VHS. I would watch that every single day as a kid on repeat, and they couldn't take me away from the television. I just would watch it over and over and over again. I cried every time Mufasa died. Every time. I was a very emotional little bean. But yeah, no, I love lion Pokemon. I also loved Garchomp. I love Garchomp. I love
Garchomp's
dragons.
sick.
Dragon typing is my favorite typing. My favorite Pokemon is like Litleo, Pyroar, Luxray, Solgaleo, Luxio. All of those are lion beans.
Mm-hmm. I love Glaceon, and Goomy is a close second. My Goomy plush though is I'll move the webcam.
I love Goomy.
Where's my Goomy? There it is. You guys see it
Oh,
in the
there it
corner?
is. Yeah.
It's hiding. It's.
I've been trying to get the Goomy playmat Pokemon came out with for like ever since it came out and sold out. Man, Goomy's
Aw.
adorable. They had a really cool Pokemon Center collection of Goomy. It was super cute.
Spoilers!
sad
Mufasa
now.
dies. Oh my god,
Oh,
finale.
Such
No.
spoilers. I'm so terrible.
My plushies are still put away.
Oh no!
Because I'm lazy.
It's okay,
Yeah, no.
Laura.
My favorite Pokemon, I actually have a little story on it too. So
Ooh, story time.
growing up, so like the thing that was put into money for me was trading card extracurricular. Like, I didn't really do a lot of other sports or anything. The only other thing I did was swim 2 times a week, and I had a private. And I I was really good at swimming. Like my parents like started me lessons at 6 months old and everything, so I was swimming laps at like a really young age. So like when I was like 6 or 7, and usually kids like imagine like, you know, like sharks are in there or something, you know, but like, dude, I swear to God, out of the corner of my eye, I would always see like a Vaporeon, because you know in the anime how it has like the aqua veil ability, so it like kind of like it's like rippled and like shadow. I would see Vaporeon all the time. I'm like, dude, I have a Vaporeon. It's swimming with me. I'm just a water type trainer. Right, so there's like, and then so there's Vaporeon, right, and I obviously like pink, so and it's shiny, it's like purplish pink, so I vibe with that. Obviously my name, Pink Vapor Gaming. And then a close like first dash second is probably Piplup, because I love Sinnoh. I love Sinnoh a lot.
Sinnoh's my fave too.
It's my favorite gen. I love Piplup much. I love the attitude in the anime. So I feel like if I were to have a starter Pokemon, it'd be Piplup. I'm gonna go down with my last three because I feel like you can't just have one favorite Pokemon. Houndoom, Vileplume, and Ditto. And those all just kind of, Ditto is just super derpy and cute, and I love the Ditto plushie line in for Pokemon Center. And then Houndoom and Vileplume reflect off of decks that I did very well with in the past.
Those are great. Aw,
Mhm.
I love it.
So, I actually started out with Shiny Pumpkaboo at first.
I love that!
Cutie.
Yes.
I love Pumpkaboo's
It's my
adorable.
favorite. And if Tia is still in the chat, Princess X Tia, that was one of the very bonded over, and she and I are very alike, so you'll hear me go, my pumpkin butt twin sister. But Joltik, who I've been calling Fuzzbutt, and I have a reason.
I love it, by the way.
That
Joltik
is
my favorite baby Pokemon.
Yes,
Adorable.
that is my baby.
Is baby.
And the best reason, anytime anyone's asked me why, well, I mean, number one, I find it cute. Number two, there was a little comic thing I read about why Joltik is so great. And one of the reasons was, I can't remember what number it was, but it was like, Joltik is 98% fuzzbutt. And I'm like, yes. Just, yes.
That's so
I
you, Laura.
actually recently, like I think in the past month, made a tweet about how they're like Joltik is very underappreciated, and I don't understand
Thank
why
you.
Buttface Nom is getting all the baby attention when it should be Joltik.
Yes.
Thank
He
you.
looks like a
Yep,
spider,
I
even
said-
though he's a tick, so I can't like him.
I know, but you love me, so it's okay.
Yeah. You calling it a fuzzbutt is the only reason that I'm
I
not
literally-
terrified when you mention it.
I literally said, why are you guys obsessing over Snom? Was Joltik not enough for you? Look at this funky, spiky bug baby. Him so cute.
No bug types for me. No
I know,
bugs.
Steph, you don't like your
Yeah.
bugs.
No.
Bug.
Litten, I will say, is a close third, both
Oh, I
its
love
regular and
Litten.
its shiny form.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of relate them. They're at my mother's place, but I hand rose two little 2-week-old kittens. They're
Oh.
Ryder and Shadow. One's a golden tabby, one's a gray tabby. And when I saw Litten, I was like, oh my gosh, they look like my kittens. So there's that connection.
Aww. I love it. All right, Lonnie, read out.
All
Next
right.
question.
Next one. What is the biggest meme you've been a part of?
My whole life is a
Uh,
meme.
I'm Australian, so I'm
Oh.
automatically memed on the internet. You know about kangaroos, shrimp on the Barbie, koala bears, drop bears. Like I can't. It's just a lot. Just how my life is, and I just roll with it and make jokes about it. So yeah, mostly just the Aussie memes and stereotypes because of commercials in America. Cough cough. So thanks for that, guys. It's prawns, by the way. It's not shrimp. It's prawns on the Barbie. I don't own a kangaroo either. There's no koalas in my backyard. So let's just get that out the way.
That one.
You can visit, I'll take you to the zoo and you can pet one, but there's none in my backyard. There's no gum trees around here. Like the amount of the fact that there aren't many wildlife around here. Like there's very few places now. So you mostly find them in petting zoos because everything's just being urbanized. So there's no kangaroos jumping up the street. I promise you that. We don't ride them to work either. I don't know where that meme came from, but apparently that exists. So
Everyone in chat is saying that I'm the biggest meme, and I agree.
yeah, you are, Steph. We
Man,
love you
Steph,
for it.
I think we're on the same wavelength, man.
I feel like we can really
I
bond over our memeage. Like,
I really appreciate it because let me tell you, because I have a story. Because once you're like, what is the biggest meme you are a part of, man? You know what? Actually, I'm gonna pause on that. I'm gonna see if I can find the dialogue someone wrote about it on
Oh
Fonte.
boy.
in the meantime, Laura, what's the biggest meme you've ever been a part of?
Oh god. There's one within my inner circle of friends that Chase is gonna know very well, but I'm not gonna say it on stream.
Yikes! I know what you're talking about.
Let's just say it has to do with Lotad.
Yep, but no,
I don't
not
get it.
appropriate. We'll tell you later. It's not appropriate.
Okay.
It's not
It's
appropriate.
not appropriate. But
At all.
I guess in general, just with my state, because everyone, I'm from Oklahoma. I'm okay to say that. Everyone just feels like Oklahoma is nothing but tumbleweeds and dust fields. And my ex's parents were like, "Oh, I bet they make their sushi out of toilet paper and blah blah blah." And why do y'all hate Oklahoma that much? I don't think we're that bad. I like our sushi, and my friend's cousin thinks we're the corn state. No, we're not. That's Kansas. But I guess it's just the memes revolving around like, oh, we're the tumbleweed state. Oh, we've got oil and weeds, and that's about.
I found it.
All right.
All right,
us
guys.
with it.
So the Cephalon, you guys know the Pokemon.
Yep.
Called them boys Blounds. They're Blounds, all right. So it was a deck that was really, really popular. So there's a really broken card in it called B-String. So if you play this card and oh my god, am I gonna forget the text? If your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards left, you can attach 2 energy from your deck to one of your Ultra Beasts, which is energy acceleration is super, super broken. So with that being said, you can attach up to 2, 4, 6, 8, 8, not up to like 9 energy. Yeah, 9 energy. 9 to 10 energy, depending how many again. So, anyways, it was insane, right? So that's just what that card does. So you know. Now I will read the post. There is a story of an old card player who had played Pokemon for many, many years. One turn, their opponent played a Let Loose Marshadow card. Upon hearing the news, their neighbors commented on the game, "Such bad luck," they said sympathetically. Maybe, the player endeared. The player who drew into all the items they needed for a great next turn, playing all without a care in the world. How wonderful, the neighbors explained. Maybe, replied the player. The following turn, their opponent played down a Trash Avalanche Garbodor and knocked out the active Pokemon, going down to 4 prize cards. The neighbors again offered their sympathy for the misfortune. Maybe, answered the player. The turn after, the player revealed all 4 B-Strings. They dropped an Audi on them and didn't even give out their number and established an incredibly strong board state. The neighbors congratulated the player on how well it had turned out. Maybe, said the player. I am the player. I dropped all 4 quad B-Strings. This poor boy completely destroyed him, took games in this regional, and then he tried to get my number afterwards. And then I was like, here's my Twitch channel. And then he made a tweet about it and said, this girl quad B-stringed me and didn't give me. And it just fucking blew out of proportion.
Can I just appreciate that the post? I can't get over that post was structured exactly like this like chain letter Facebook thing that I've already gotten like 2 times before.
I'm literally telling you, like, it was just such a hilarious morning, and it just blew out of proportion. Like, the guy that asked me for my number, super cool. I know him. He's in my community. Tendy Endy, the poor boy, just obliterated him. And it was so funny because it was in front of, like, so many people were crowded up against our match because it was, like, one of the last ones to, like, happen. Man, But yeah, so like it just blew up, and then there's just B string memes and my face everywhere. So
That is amazing.
yes, Synergy, that literally was about me. That's why I have the B string emote, and I asked you guys to drop an audio on them whenever we do them Blowns. Also, what's up, Twin Dragon Gaming?
That is
Yes, that was Pendy Endy Tiny Cubinator.
That's amazing. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
so I think that was the biggest meme I was a part of, other than just eating that kid's Pokemon card at that tournament.
Oh my goodness. Wow, those are some quality memes. I feel like my memes just they change on a daily basis. So I don't know. There's too many.
Well, exactly. Like,
Sorry,
these
man.
are, like normal stream memes, but I feel like those, like eating that Pokemon
Yeah.
and like the B string was like just monumental because it was just all throughout the TCG.
Uh-huh.
Like I would go to an event and somebody would be like, "Are you the girl that called B string that guy?" I'm like, "Yes."
Oh yeah, the H meme's a pretty good one. The reason why I have everyone when we welcome everyone in the stream, I have them drop an H in the chat because it came from so a lot of times people will send me DMs, and my DMs are open on Discord. So if you guys are at least in my server, you guys can send me a DM, and I love chatting with you guys. The only thing is, this one person, they just DM'd me H. Like, they didn't even say hi. They didn't correct it to hi. It was just a lowercase H. And sometimes they get a lot of messages that are just hi. And like, sometimes, I don't know, I wish it was a little bit more than hi. Like, don't get me wrong. I love talking to you guys, but I wish it was like, hey, how's your day? Or like something where they're just like, hi. Like, because then I feel the pressure. Like, wait, I have to start a conversation. Like, it feels weird. Like, it's like
I don't know who you are.
I want somebody to start the conversation for me. And so I told that to my stream, and all of a sudden, everybody just started dropping H's in the chat. I'm like, you know what? When I start my stream, everyone's just going to put H in the chat. And that's been like the ongoing meme that's continues.
Amazing. I love that.
Oh, then we had the Elsa meme from all your freeze hacks in VGC,
True.
and then you
Still
had it in
Elsa,
Mystery
this is
Dungeon.
true.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
really
she
funny
got
that you
free
say that
tax.
too, because one of the first streams I watched of you, Steph, I literally opened it up and then you just hit a freeze on some Gigamax whatever with your Lapras, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got it. And I'm like, what's going on? And everybody's like, Elsa in the chat. And I'm like,
Yeah, she did that.
So this has been going
She
on
did, yeah.
for like months, and it's because I love ice type, so I always use a Hailmon, like always. So before that, like I was using like double blizzard spam, and I used to get such like intense like freezes all the time. People would get so mad. Like I was like, I feel bad for my opponents. One time I got 3 freezes in a row once in a VGC battle, and I don't think I have the clip for that. But oh my god, it's
And then
bad.
you got it in Mystery Dungeon, first time
How
versing
did I get it in the
Rayquaza.
mystery dungeon? Oh my god. Oh yeah, have you not seen that? It's so funny.
no!
Yeah.
That's the Frozen 2 clip.
No!
I just got 3 freezes on Rayquaza. It was great.
That's
Steph, you know what
Elsa.
this means now.
What?
You need to
Who
cosplay
are
Elsa
you?
now. It needs to happen.
Do it.
Where's my? Let's make a French braid right now. Except I don't know how to.
I'll be
French braid.
hey, I'll be your Anna. Hands down, I'll be your Anna.
That's so
We
cute.
need to
I
do
love
that
her.
TwitchCon.
If TwitchCon's happening, yes.
Oh gosh.
Send
I'll see what
pics
I
in.
can do about it, but yeah.
That sounds amazing. Awesome. I'm gonna see if we have any more.
We've got quite a few questions, so if you wanted to see them and then pick one, or pick a couple,
All
'cause
right.
there's a few there.
Let's see.
There is a few. Oh, man,
Quick and easy when we can do a lightning round. Favorite Pokemon game? Go. For me, Platinum. Yeah.
Platinum. Oh, wow.
Platinum.
Black and white.
Oh, it's a pretty
Oh,
easy
Platinum.
one.
Oddball.
Bet.
And I guess along the same board, we've got another quick one. If you could live in any region, where would you want to live? Would my answer be the
Sinnoh.
same?
Sinnoh
Alola
or
seems kind of
Alola?
nice. Alola seems like a great place to live.
Alola is probably the closest to the climate I live in, being in Australia with the heat and
Mhm.
like all that. So probably that for climate wise, but probably Sinnoh. I love Gen 4 so much. I love the Pokemon. I love Giratina and Dialga and Palkia. Like I love everything about Gen 4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man, the 5th Hokage lives there. I'm in Volkmer. Sorry, I've literally burned in my mind.
He does though. He looks
He
literally just
literally
like
Yeah.
him.
is the 5th
Oh
Hokage.
my god.
That's
Let's
so
be
He
real.
does. He does.
That's
let's be
Naruto's
honest.
dad.
We've got a great question from Ziggy. If you could design your own Pokemon, completely original, what would you want it to be? What would you do?
For me, there's lion Pokemon, so I don't think I'd really think of anything else. And then when Gen 8 was being speculated, I actually said I wouldn't be surprised if they did 2 wolf Pokemon because it's kind of based in like UK, EU sort of thing.
Mhm.
And there's a legend for Romulus and Remus, and they were twin boys raised by a she-wolf. So I was like, oh, we're going to get twin wolf legendaries, and they dropped it. And I was like, I called it. We're getting 2 twin wolf legendaries. Let's go. And that's pretty much it. All I would want to design. I love wolves and
Amazing.
lions. They've done that, so I'm sitting happy, sitting pretty.
I
It's
can think of
simplistic.
2.
Oh, go.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
No, you. No, you.
Okay, very fast. Big floofy ball, bunny ears, bunny feet, dust ball, bunny Pokemon. There.
Aw, cute.
That would be so freaking cute.
No, I can think of 2. I would either probably want like a ghost dark dragon
Ooh.
or
Ooh.
a quality bunny Pokemon. Now, there are some good ones like Lopunny and Baneri, but I'm talking about like something just completely squishable and cute.
Like an Easter Bunny Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, just something
me squish.
super like pudgy and maybe derpy. Kind of like how like Dedenne and Morpeko is, like how they're little beans. Something
Yeah.
like that, but for a bunny. That's what I
Oh.
want.
But we don't go
Yeah.
near Diggersby.
No.
I know what I
Who's
want as a
that?
Pokemon. I want an automaton Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
you're
Right here.
automaton.
This is my
I
automaton.
love that you have that.
I actually.
Okay, that is all.
Thank you for blessing me.
You're welcome.
I'm still learning it, but I have actually, funny enough, I have an authentic ocarina, like a proper Legends of Ocarina.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can probably get it out,
Diggersby
actually.
exists. Diggersby is kind of cool. He's not cute, though.
I have to keep it in a box. It's like glass almost. It's like $60,
Yeah,
I think.
they're very fragile.
It's the proper
Yeah.
12-hole one.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
still learning it.
Is that
I'm
the
still
upper
learning it.
one?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
Yeah, there it is.
A baby form of chat talk could be an automaton. Genius.
There
Game
you
Freak, get on
There
this.
you go.
Do it.
Oh my
Poggers,
God.
that's
Step
so
on it.
good.
Put like little wings on it too. Like on the side.
Yes.
We're living.
I think Steph's mind's been blown.
Hey, we're living.
Bananas.
We're dabbing for the chat.
Yeah.
I saw it, so we're gonna do it. Oh my
I'm down.
gosh. Wait, so like a little chick that looks like an automaton? Oh my
Do
god. That's it.
That
That's
would
the
be
design.
adorable.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Someone draw that up. I want to see what it would look
Oh,
like.
I'll ping Santi right now. I'll do it.
Please.
Santi!
Platypus Pokemon would be really cool. Also, I just want to take this time, guys. We have about 3 more minutes left before our segment actually comes to a close. So I did just want to thank everybody who's been hanging out thus far. Again, guys, we are streaming for The Last Project, which if you don't know what it is, our mission is to basically highlight and spotlight a lot of the female content creators who are in the Pokemon community, ranging from TCGO, the video game series. We have people who make Pokemon food art in this marathon who you're going to want to check out. We
Which
have
is amazing.
Pokemon Go content creators. We have so many different spheres of Pokemon. We tried to get as much as we could and just kind of highlight some of the amazing creators. So if you haven't gone and followed everyone, please do. And a nice little reminder that if you loved this podcast today, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we're having another podcast with a new group of ladies who are involved in the marathon. So definitely mark your calendars, set your alarms for 12 p.m. You know, it might be a little more EU friendly. You know, I tried to do the times, you know, so that, you know, different groups of people could make it to the different ones. Yeah, there's going to be a baking stream segment. That's going to be Cupcake Dexes. So that's going to be really, really awesome. So just wanted to say that.
I will try to wake up for tomorrow's podcast. That's 3 a.m. for me.
I'm gonna be awake anyway because I'm gonna be streaming right before that podcast. So
I might wake up
Oh
then. 'cause I
yeah,
have
do
to
we
wait.
want to? Laura, your
that?
segment is right before the podcast. Laura, you want to tell people when your segment's going to be so they can come watch you during your segment?
yes, so my mind is bouncing back and forth between the time zones. I'm just gonna say mine just so I don't flub it up. I am on, I believe, tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. Central Time to 11 Central Time, which if you if you look at the schedule, should be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on the little schedule picture.
Yep.
And I will I will be bringing up an old hunt because Miss Agent V is not the only one that has had the bad luck with the Galarian Slowpoke. He don't like me either. So I'll be doing a little bit of that, and we'll probably do some raid battles too. And then we will toss it right on over to my sweet sis and her next podcast.
Heck yeah. And also, Ron, that is a fantastic idea to highlight the female employees of Game Freak. I actually would love to do that, especially long term, guys. This project isn't just like a stream marathon for creators. I do want to just highlight all of the women who are in the community. The only reason I haven't prepped it now yet is just it's research I just didn't have time to do just now, but I would absolutely love to do that, and especially long term on the Twitter and other things like that in future events. 100%. I just don't want to get research wrong, and that's why I thought by starting with the creators it would be a little bit easier to get help, get more people involved. But I absolutely love that. That is so great. Can anyone tell me, is Brittany live yet?
Let me look.
Yeah, I don't know yet. And I'm, for those of you again who don't know, my other monitor is all of the screen share that makes this magic happen on the layout. So I can't.
Yeah,
check.
she's live.
Amazing. Okay, so my friends,
she's live.
we are going to get ready to pass the raid love. Now, guys, if you loved this podcast, I'm gonna need you to do two things for me. Number one, follow all these lovely ladies who are here. You see their Twitch handles on the stream. Of course, you can go follow on the Twitter, follow everyone. Second of all, here, especially in my stream, we like to raid hard. We don't just like to show up to the raid. We like to raid hard. Let's change the raid message because we're here for the last project, so we're gonna make it last raid. Let's get a last raid going. I want to see as many last raids in chat. Who's coming on this raid with us? We want to show Brittany some love. The whole point of this project is to highlight all of the amazing creators, and so let's go blow up Brittany's chat. We're gonna go see. Let me just double check. Make sure everything's good. Also, I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys the schedule while I kind of set up this raid real quick. So, boop, you guys can see here's the schedule. So you can check out everybody who is live during our 84-hour long marathon. We're going till Monday night. So thank you guys so much. We're going to pass the raid love. I see Brittany even in chat. So Brittany better get ready. Thank you guys so much for hanging out again. Thank you to my lovely guests, Noelle, Laura, Lonnie. Thank you.
Great to be
So
here.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, this was so absolutely fun. And I'll see all of you guys tomorrow. Catch all of you guys later. Bye.
Bye.